People say dogs are just pets, but that idea never fully explains what they do to us. They don't simply keep us company or fill quiet rooms. They show up when something inside us is breaking or changing. And they stay even when we don't have the strength to be our best selves. What you're about to hear may change how you understand the role your dog plays in your life. If you feel that shift, you can like the video and subscribe to keep uncovering truths like this together. Number 1. Dogs as reflections of divine love and healing. Have you ever noticed how your dog loves you most when you feel least lovable? When you're tired, irritable, or quietly disappointed in yourself, they don't pull away. They come closer. That kind of love doesn't keep score or wait for improvement, and that's why it feels so disarming. Being near your dog softens your breathing, steadies your thoughts, and gently brings you back into your body. You don't have to explain yourself or pretend you're fine. There's something deeply healing about being accepted without conditions, especially in moments when words fail. Spiritually, that presence feels like reassurance rather than correction. Not a voice telling you what to fix, but a quiet reminder that you're still worthy of care. And once you begin to feel that kind of love consistently, it starts to raise a deeper question about where such faithfulness comes from. Number 2. Loyalty and faithfulness as spiritual lessons. Some people talk about loyalty as if it's a personality trait, but with dogs it feels more like a vow. They wait for you without knowing when you'll return, and they forgive you without needing an apology. Even after being ignored, scolded, or misunderstood, their affection resets as if nothing was ever broken. There's no bitterness carried forward, no emotional distance created for protection. Watching that kind of devotion can feel almost uncomfortable because it reflects how rarely humans love that way. Your dog doesn't love the version of you that performs well. They love the version that simply exists. In that sense, their loyalty becomes a quiet mirror, showing what grace looks like when it's lived instead of spoken. And the longer you sit with that realization, the more you begin to wonder what else your dog might be responding to beyond the surface of daily life. Number 3. Guardians of the present moment and the unseen. Have you ever seen your dog suddenly stop, stare, or move closer to you for no clear reason? Dogs experience the world almost entirely in the present, and that awareness gives them a sensitivity we often lose. They aren't replaying yesterday or worrying about tomorrow. They're responding to what feels off, what feels safe, and what feels true right now. Many people notice their dog reacting to empty spaces, unfamiliar energies, or certain individuals without explanation. Whether you see that as instinct or intuition, it's hard to ignore how often their reactions seem protective rather than random. Your dog positions themselves between you and what unsettles them, quietly standing watch. There's no fear in it, only readiness. That watchfulness suggests their role may go beyond companionship, hinting at something ancient woven into the bond you share. Number 4. Sacred and cultural symbolism of dogs across history. Long before dogs slept at the foot of our beds, they stood at the edge of the unknown. Across civilizations, humans recognized something sacred in their presence. They weren't just animals that followed people, but guides that walked beside them through danger, transition, and loss. In ancient stories, dogs guarded thresholds between worlds, escorted souls, and protected the living from unseen harm. Different cultures used different names and symbols, but the role remained strikingly similar. Courage, loyalty, healing, and protection kept reappearing as if discovered rather than invented. That consistency suggests humans weren't projecting meaning onto dogs, but responding to something they felt. When you look at your own dog through that wider lens, their behavior feels less ordinary. It begins to feel like a continuation of a role that has always existed, quietly unfolding in your life. Number 5. Companionship, meaning, and spiritual growth. There are moments when your dog feels like the only reason you got out of bed that day. Not because they demanded anything, but because their presence quietly needed you. For people who feel unseen, overwhelmed, or disconnected, that responsibility becomes a lifeline. Caring for a dog pulls you back into rhythm with the world. You learn patience when they don't understand, discipline when they depend on you, and selflessness when their needs come first. Over time, those small acts reshape how you show up in other parts of life. Some believe this bond is deeper than chance, that certain connections are chosen before we're even aware of them. That idea resonates when you notice how perfectly your dog fits into your life's most vulnerable seasons. And when a bond feels that intentional, it makes the thought of separation feel heavier than expected. Number 6. Loss, continuity, and eternal bond. Losing a dog doesn't feel like losing a pet. It feels like losing a witness to your life. They were there for versions of you no one else fully saw. When they're gone, the silence they leave behind is startling, as if the room itself remembers them. Grief comes in waves, not just because they're missing, but because their love felt constant. Many people sense that bond doesn't end where life does. Their lessons linger in how you love, how you forgive, and how you stay present. Memories surface unexpectedly, carrying warmth instead of only pain. The idea that they're still near, still waiting in some way, brings comfort rather than closure. And that sense of continuity gently points back to the possibility that their presence in your life was never meant to be temporary at all. Number 7. Dogs as spiritually purposeful beings. What if your dog didn't enter your life randomly, but arrived with intention? When you look back, the timing often feels too precise to ignore. They come during seasons of change, loss, growth, or quiet rebuilding. Not when life is perfect, but when your heart is most open or most fragile. Your dog adapts to you in ways that feel almost aware, matching your pace, your moods, your silences. That kind of alignment suggests purpose rather than coincidence. Spiritually, it feels less like ownership and more like stewardship, as if you were entrusted with each other for a reason that unfolds slowly over time. Their presence becomes a steady reminder that you are not walking this life alone. And when you begin to see them that way, not as something you found, but as something sent, the bond deepens into gratitude. Sometimes the deepest meaning in our lives arrives quietly, wrapped in fur, asking for nothing more than to stay close. If you've ever felt that your bond with your dog runs deeper than words, that feeling was never imagined or misplaced. Perhaps your dog isn't just part of your life, but part of how you were guided through it, teaching love without conditions and presence without judgment. Noticing the small moments you share can begin to feel less ordinary and more like something to be honored. And once you start seeing your dog this way, even their simplest behaviors begin to feel layered with meaning. There's one gesture in particular that many people misunderstand, even though it happens every day and carries more emotion than we realize. If you're ready to continue this journey and see your dog through an even deeper lens, the next story is waiting for you.